faced by their armed forces. Now we turn over to Asia's east, where German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has stated that he has discussed ending the Russia-Ukraine war with the Chinese President Xi Jinping during his state visit to China. He has added that he hoped that Xi understood the importance of ending the war. Meanwhile, on the second day of his visit, Merz has toured the Forbidden City in Beijing. Merz has also been given a test drive on a Mercedes-Benz's new S-Class by Sedan, the car maker of CEO Ola Kalaneus. Merz and Kalaneus spoke briefly inside the new vehicle before the German Chancellor gave a brief speech at a hotel near Beijing's capital international airport. His trip has shown that bilateral exchange and cultivating ties are seen as a high priority in Berlin, a spokesperson for the German carmaker said, adding that personal contacts with China are important for preserving economic ties. Merz has called for partnership and dialogue with China, aimed at resetting relations that have been clouded by yawning trade deficit with the world's second largest economy. The German Chancellor will depart for Hangzhou in the eastern province later to continue his first visit to China. Joining us now to discuss this is Alison Mutler, the former Associated Press Bureau Chief. She joins us live from Spain. Alison, thank you so much for taking the time. Of course, Germany, Europe's largest economy, and meeting the largest economy in Asia, the second largest in the world. What does Merz want from this visit? Apologies, Alison, I think you might be on mute. Okay, we are...
Here we are. Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Yes,
Sorry, Thomas. As you said, the visit is twofold. It's very important for Germany, which is Europe's biggest economy, to have good relations with China, the world's second biggest economy. As you said, the relations have been clouded of late, and Germany, I think, would like to reset it, particularly as the geopolitical force is moving eastward. The United States is becoming more of an unreliable partner. It's still an important partner, but Europe needs to find more markets in the east, and China is huge. The EU already has a new trade agreement with India, another huge market. So I think it's very important, particularly as this is this yawning trade deficit. China exports much more to the EU than the other way around, and that doesn't make Germany or any of the other European countries that happy. So I think his presence there is sent a message. We consider you important. He's not just sort of flying into Beijing and flying out. He's going to other places too tomorrow, and it's the first visit, I think, by him when he was Chancellor. And the other reason he's there, which is equally important for Europe, is security. Security in the sense of the Ukraine-Russia war, which is now gone into its fifth year. Now, we all know that China is a senior partner to Russia, so it has leverage over the Kremlin, and Europe is very worried about this war going on, but not just that, potential future aggression by Russia. We're hearing warnings that we are no longer, as Merz said last year, we are no longer at peace with Russia. We hear warnings from various generals in Europe, including in the United Kingdom, that war with Russia is almost inevitability, we're told, in a few years' time. So I think that Merz wants to speak seriously to the senior partner with Russia to say these are our concerns and we believe that you have influence and you can help. So it's a very big diplomatic visit, and it's twofold. It's economic, it's trade, but it's also security.
And this, of course, follows a flurry of Western leaders that have visited China over the past few months. We've seen Keir Starmer, Mark Carney, of course. We have Donald Trump set to visit in April. What does this mean for the West and balancing that relationship when it comes to China, which, of course, is a manufacturing and economic superpower with, of course, the possibility of it being a national security threat at the same time?
Well, I think Western leaders here, you spoke about Canada, Britain, and now Germany, want to play carefully with China. China is a different kind of player than Russia, for example. But they want to, if you like, keep on their good side and keep up relationships, not ignore them, give them the attention that they think that they would appreciate. I think I'm sure Beijing appreciates all these high-level visits. And as I said, it's both things. It's firstly because of the economy, because a lot of the Western economies are dependent on, if you like, cheap China imports, but also the security, because China has a different way of going about these things. It's not like Russia. It wants to create influence in certain regions, and it's managed, for example, in Europe to some extent, and or particularly in the Balkans, in Africa. So I think Europe doesn't want to, and the West doesn't want to lose out, and it wants to make sure it has good relations with China because it is the world's second largest economy, and it is growing in terms of geopolitics and strategy. So I think Europe wants to be there when things change and to have a working, at least a working relationship, and certainly not a hostile relationship with Beijing.
Alison Mutler, thank you so much. Do stay with us as we turn over to the United States for our next story, where the